Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Magic Group by News, the show in which I talk about all boards, all key sets, all switches starting, or group buying, starting this week, June 7th, 2020. But before we start the show, I need to answer the most important question. What is Merlin drinking tonight? No alcohol tonight for those of you who are curious as to what I was drinking. Tonight I'm just drinking another Honest Tea Organic Honey Green Tea. One of my favorites. I already went through my supply of peach oolong, so I guess I'm back to regular green tea. Good stuff. Is this pre-recorded? Yes, this is pre-recorded. I've managed to anticipate the questions people ask on stream and pre-recorded it. Shoe on head if not pre-recorded. Oh boy. Oh boy. Alright guys, let's see. Let's get some music rolling. Boom. Alright, just before we start, so a little housekeeping stuff. If you guys missed my stream yesterday, I built my first Bluetooth mechanical keyboard. This is a Jupiter 75, which I built for a customer. It's a USB-C. It's running Zelio's V2 65 grams. Unfortunately, it is not QMK powered. I think this might be the second non-QMK powered board that I've ever built on stream. But it's funny because if you actually go to the group buy for this board, they advertise that it's QMK powered. But thankfully, the original owner of this board was on stream, and he gave me the entire history about it. Apparently, the original group buy did want it to run QMK, but they had issues with their manufacturing. So they went through a third party, and this person was like, I'm not going to do it in QMK, I'll just do it whatever way I want. So here you go. Solji says, that layout is unique. It is. It's basically a 75% not quite exploded. So you can see the F rows are still right next to the num row right there, but they are separated out a bit. You know, the same can be said about the arrow keys. As usual, after a build, I like to type on it for a week just to make sure I don't miss anything. So far, so good. I can't actually test the Bluetooth on this because the customer didn't provide a battery, but I will leave that to them. It's funny, this is the first tactile board that I've built in a while, and after going linear for so long, going back to tactile kind of hurts my fingers. Anyway, let's see. Oh yeah, a couple weeks ago I built the Timo V2, and people were asking what it looked like if I put Cherry Profile on it instead of SA. Well, here it goes. Check it out. I think it looks much better with lower profiled key sets. And I guess let me pause the music. Some people were curious to see how it sounded. Let's pause things up. There we go. Honestly, I think the SA made it sound better on the polycarb, but Cherry sounds just as good. It's definitely more muted. I've actually tried typing on this for an entire week. And, you know, like the first 2 minutes of typing, it's not so bad. But these are H1 switches. So what? They're on the heavier side of things. After about like an hour of typing, like typing just on Discord and occasional gaming where I'm just using the WASD, my fingers did start to hurt. So yeah, I'm not sure if H1 switches will ever be for me. Ghost Grixley says, what switches? These are H1 switches. And the board in front of me, the Jupiter 75, uses Zelio V2 65. Sorry. Oh my gosh, that's sorry. Yeah, let's see. What were the What was the H1 weight? H1 spring weight is 78G bottom out. I think for me, the most comfortable weight for me would be around 70. Yeah, so these are approaching regular Cherry MX Black weights. You're running 98Gs? Oh boy. All right, let's see. Let's get on with the show. What group buys are starting this week and what group buys are ending? Here we go. Let me set this up. Watching the stream while walking around your neighborhood. Awesome. Be safe out there. Maintain a 6-foot distance from all people. All right, let's see. Let's start off with ending group buys. All right, guys, just like every week, I'll first be talking about group buys that are ending, from key sets all the way to keyboards. Then I'll start talking about keyboards that are starting this week. So everything I mentioned will just be for this 7-day time period. If I don't mention a key set or a keyboard, feel free to message me on chat. Make sure you @me me so I can actually see it. It may be something that's scheduled for a later date, or I simply may have just missed it just because so much happens in our community. But without further ado, the first key set I would like to talk about that's ending is GMK Lux. There we go. GMK Lux is on TX keyboards here in the United States. You can buy the base set for $130 and the Spacebars kit for $25. These are the only 2 kits that are available. The pre-order phase started around May 12th and is ending June 7th, which is tonight. In fact, it's June 7th, 11:59 p.m. PST, roughly 4 hours from now. So if this is a set that you're interested in, definitely check it out. This is a yellow on black set. This is actually originally a Beaming Robot set, but then Zambumon picked it up in 2018. I guess it took a whole 2 years to finally make it to group buy. Let's see. The base kit covers all of your usual suspects: 65%, 60s, 1800, 75, all that good stuff. Let's see, I think he actually lists them all out here. And FC660 like layouts. Pretty cool. Look at that. That is a 65. Very cool. Yeah, let's see. Did this set have any proxies? Oh. If you're in Asia, you can get this from Ilum KB. Then Death Hero for Canada, Ablotsky Industries for Europe, Daily Clack in Oceania, and TX Keyboards here in the US. Let's see, I Need to Poo has followed. Thanks, man. If you really need to poo, you should get to doing that. All right, let's say. The second group buy that is ending is not a key set, but rather it is a keyboard. I feel like I actually talked about this last week because I only found out about it last week. This is the KingKong 660. Look at this. KingKong 660 being run by a gentleman named Chanming Kang. If you guys remember, he's also behind the DGL, the DGL TKL. Let's see, it is designed in the 660 layout, obviously by the name. But out of all the 660s I've seen, this is the only 660 with the center mount USB. Everything else is kind of like following the 660M layout. This board supports QMK and has a rear center USB Type-C connector. And I actually really wanted this board. But the one thing I needed to make sure of is, does it have ESD protection? So I asked. Let's see if I can find my comment here. Whoa, holy crap, look at this. What the heck? That is so unique. Anyway, I did ask. I asked if it had ESD protection, and what was his reply? His reply was, I guess I'm on page 1. Let's see. What? Whoa. That's pretty cool, all of the colors. Really, I could have sworn I was... Oh well, I guess if it's not here, that's fine. But the answer to my question was, is there ESD protection? The answer was no. So I think I'm gonna have to sit out. As much as I like the look of this board, as much as I like the price, it's 250 bucks. Not sure if that's something I want to risk. So the price we are preparing is 240 bucks, includes PCB, case, and plate. And as usual, it supports the usual 660 layouts. However, this is probably the more unique layout I've seen. Guys, look at this bottom row. The space between the control and the alt is to denote a blocker. I've never seen that on any 660 I've seen, so this is the only board with it. It's very cool. Yeah, 240 is not a bad price at all. Like, to be fair, ESD protection is only something that's making its way to boards today, like this year, I feel. Like, even in 2019, I could only count like maybe 3 boards which had it. And people have had boards without ESD protection last them for years. So I may or may not just be overcomplicating this. Frati says the price is nice. Yep. Solji says, wait, so will there actually be a blocker between alt and control? Yes. And let me see if I can find you that photo. Here we go. If you look at this pink keyboard, and also the white one, which you can't really see, and I guess the blue one too. See that tiny blocker? That looks like a 0.25U blocker. Maybe? Yeah, teeny tiny blocker indeed. So small. Yeah, I've never seen a layout like this. Bottom row is strange. But if this board does strike your fancy, you have until the 9th to purchase this, 2 days from now. And my understanding is this board has already been run before in Korea, and they are trying to break into the Western market. They don't have much of a track record here, but you know, like look, he's only got 107 posts, and I think at least 20 of them are from the DGL TKL he was running and from this. So yeah, who knows? 240, it does look like a nice board though. Alright, the next board that is ending this week. Let me grab that link real quick. Is here in the United States from Cannonkeys. The Atlas keyboard, which is apparently already sold out as well. This went super quick, but I do want to talk about it some more just because it's probably the first ortholinear board that's designed like a high-end board. Like I feel like all other orthos that I've seen are all either they like have a low profile case, they don't have like a bezel or like a bezel, and they don't have any weights in them at all. So this is probably the most unique ortholinear board I've ever seen. So it's in the 5x12 layout. And it also sold for a pretty good price, 350 bucks. Check it out, yeah. Each Atlas purchase includes the keyboard, of course, brass pen rail, bump-ons, and a carrying case. I believe I showed off what I believe would be the carrying case. It's the same case that came with the Teemo V2. It's my understanding that all of Cannonkeys boards from here on out will include some kind of carrying case. Shade Shane says, yeah, it looks super nice for an ortho board, indeed. Forbidden X, I see you following. Thank you, man. Yeah. Let's see, it ended. This was supposed to end on the 13th. So ending about a week early is pretty awesome for them. Look at that. As beautiful as I think it is, I did sit out on it. I'm not much of an ortho fan. I once borrowed like a Prionic from Jack Humbert. And I also have a Hadron that's on loan to me as well. And it's not really something I type on. It's not really something I ever appreciated typing on. Cool. See. Soldier says, from here on out, do you mean boards that are done GB but not shipped yet? I believe it's any new board that they're going to put into group buy, especially if it's Cannonkeys branded. Zark says, you mean the Hadron I'm supposed to win? Shh. Frothy KK, I see you subscribing at tier 1. Thank you so much. Very cool. Alright guys. As I said earlier, there is so much happening in our community that sometimes I have a hard time finding all the group buys that are ending and all the group buys that are starting. And despite me covering so many last week, there were actually 2 that I missed. I missed 2 key sets last week. But we're going to talk about them really, really quick before we go on to starting group buys. The first one is a key set. All the way on Novelkeys. GMK Boneyard. This is a set designed by Tom Berry. It's a set that's going to be running until July 3rd, 2020. If you like a dark colorway like that, please highly consider this. I think it actually looks really, really nice. Let's see, how much do these go for? A base kit goes for 120 bucks. Fairly cheap if you ask me. The 40s kit is 40 bucks. 40 bucks for a 40s kit, haha. Novelties are 35 bucks. All skulls and all that. And the domino kit, I think that's for a numpad, right? Numpad and numro, these go for 35 bucks as well. So think of them as another set of novelties. You have until July 3rd to do this, but as this is a GMK set, expect delivery to be February of 2021. Quite a long whiles away. I feel like any GMK set that you buy today will be delivered sometime next year. Let's see. I actually really like this set, but I've been noticing that on dark colored key sets, especially ABS ones, I tend to shine darker colored sets faster than lighter colored ones. So as much as I like this set, I think I'm gonna have to sit out on it. Alright. Let's see. Automuted says, just got cat milkshake. That was quite a while to wait. Yeah, I know. Takes a while. The other set that I missed is actually also on Novelkeys. Let me link that to all of you. This is GMK Midnight Rainbow. Basically, it's a black set with rainbow colored legends. This was designed by Jay. If you don't know that name, Jay is one of the co-hosts of Top Clack. He is my favorite EU-based Top Clack host. And this is actually running shorter than usual. This is ending on June 26th. Look at at that. This actually caught me by surprise. I first heard about this on the Top Clack stream, maybe I think in October of last year. Like, I knew he was gonna run it. I totally knew he was gonna run it, but I didn't think it would go so soon. Check it out. Midnight Rainbow would look quite dapper on the Jane V2CE with multicolor weight. That's true. That's true. That. I do like how the gradient goes. I think it's a pretty looking set. I greatly prefer it over Handerbait. Javon says, what's going on, Mr. Wizard Guy? Today we are doing another Magic Group Buy news, talking about ending and starting group buys for the following week. Thanks for joining in. We are currently talking about group buys that I missed last week. These are the two sets that started last week. GMK Boneyard and GMK Midnight Rainbow. Say this base kit is 130 bucks. Spacebar's kit is 25 bucks. That is funny. The spacebar kit and a B. Cool. I feel like lots of GMK sets lately have just come in two kits, base and space-bars, nothing more. Not really any GBs currently. Not for this week. If you watch my episode from last week, I had like what? Let me look at my notes. I think I had like, talked about like 8 things ending and 8 things starting. Today we just, let's see how many things were ending this week. There was GMK Lux ending tonight. KingKong 660 ending on the 9th, and the Atlas, which already ended. That's it, just 3 things ending this week, you know? All right, let's see. Ask the audience time. Out of the 3 group buys, or I guess 2 group buys ending, is anyone interested in GMK Lux or the KingKong 660? I'm looking at them again. GMK Lux or the KingKong 660 keyboard? Is anyone in the audience interested or thinking of purchasing them? You're interested in GMK Holy Panda? You're thinking to get in on the 660? You've got about 2 days left to do that. Ottomint says none. Nope on both. Cool. I'm getting in on neither as well. Though the 660, I'm still thinking about it because, you know, ESD is big for me, but it's not so often that you see a layout in 660. It's my personal favorite layout, but not too many people do it. Peter Poppin says, got to save up for GMK Nord. Frothy KK says, 660 looks good, but I have a TX66 coming, indeed. TX66, that's the one with the, what, is it the brass inserts on the left and right on its profile view? Get an extra PCB, that's what I'm thinking. Yeah. Let's see, the other good thing about the 660 is it looked like he had already started. Here, let me switch back to there. It looks like he already started manufacturing. It's either that or these are from the last production run. But here, let me see if I can find it. I saw quite a few. It's like his brass plates were all done. Here we go. Here we go. Here we go. This was posted on May 26th. We are almost ready for GB, and we are making some parts in advance for quick progress. Wow. The picture below shows the brass plate we made for KingKong 660. Just as a quick guesstimate, that looks to be 1, 2, 3. I'd say that's about 20-30 plates right there. Very cool. Yeah, so I would anticipate if you did purchase this today or this week, you might get it in a month or two. That's crazy. On the GB thread, it also shows like 20 boards already machined. Hey, you're probably too late already to be one of the first 20, but I would imagine this group buy goes fast. As I said earlier, he seems to be wanting to break into the Western community, so maybe he's trying to do a very good impression by delivering quick. You think they're running it in Korea also? Probably. There's really not much information here. Cool beans. Okay, I got 2 days to decide on this. Who knows? Who knows? Alright. Now that we've talked about ending group buys and missed group buys, let's talk about a starting group buy. It's funny because there's really only one group buy starting this week. It's going to be a really short stream, guys. There's actually only one group buy starting this week. Some of you on stream already mentioned it. Any guesses as to what it is? Any guesses as to what the starting group buy is? Peacock Tulip. Alright, I'm just gonna post it. GMK Nord. Here, let's see. There we go. Starting June 10th. Check it out. GB date is June 10th. The set will run for a month. And Drop did do a new hammerwork. Very cool. Let's see. Oh, interesting. He did all the pricing here. The kit was designed with two goals in mind: affordability and compatibility. Kits will be modified if there's a fair amount of interest in a certain change. All colors are in RAL. Nord coming out alongside Modern Dolch too. Interesting. I feel like we've seen Dolch a lot already, and we've seen it. Well, we've seen Modern Dolch come out twice at this point. GMK Nord seems to be, you know, I don't think it's bad that they're coming out at the same time. The main set is TKL primarily, with what looks to be 65 and 75% support, along with Sangan and HHKB. Not bad. Let's see, he did post some pricing here. US pricing is 125 to 130. Assembly is 150. Numpad is 35. Spacebar is 20. Novelties are 50. All that stuff. Let's see. Numpad kit. Very nice. I like how these renders were done. And check out this dust mat, guys. I think that is just really cool. I like that dust mat. I think this is one dust mat I will add to my collection. Even if I don't buy the key set, I will probably buy this dust mat. I think it's nice looking. I like darker colored dust mats. He does offer other dust mats too. He's got a white colored one. And let's see. He said 3, right? 3 Nord dust mats. 2 designed by Phoenix Star. Oh, interesting. They come in light and dark themes. 1 designed by OCM. Dark theme. This one probably. Not bad. I think I prefer the dark theme over the light theme. What do you guys think? Do you guys prefer the light theme or the dark theme? Automuted says insta buy on the dust mat. I know, right? That's pretty cool. Javon says dark. Yeah. Dark theme. First dust mat is best. Yep, that's the dark one. Dark. Yeah, the light one, I don't know why, but when I look at dark, I mean when I look at this light one, kind of reminds me of like a comic strip. Like a comic strip that you see on your like your Sunday comics. Kind of cool kids vibes, says Sauce MS. Tajleva says light. Yeah, this is probably insta buy for me. Buying that one. You suppose you should get Nord in case Monokai doesn't run, but when it does, then I'll just sell one of them. Very cool. Let's see what else is here. Color palette. Awesome, he actually provides his colors. All RAL colors. Modified Frost. Modified Polar Night. Modified Aurora. Very cool. In terms of vendors, if you are from the EU, you can get this at Cannonkeys. If you're here in the United States, MK Ultra. If you're in Canada, Desk Hero. If you're in Asia, Z Frontier. And if you're in Oceania, Daily Clack. Renders, more will be added soon. Polaris by IO3. Now I want to know which comic that was. Let's see. What board is this? Oh, the Cygnus. Okay. Very cool. TI-65. And this is the WY-68 unreleased. Yeah. Okay, I'm glad that this popped up. I am a big fan of the Wise boards, mainly because I harvested most of my vintage blacks from them, so I've got stacks of them. I've always wondered what it would look like if it got modernized. I think this is it. I would love to see this in group buy, but not sure if that will ever happen. Who knows? Who knows? Very cool. The Plonk. So many renders. That's pretty good. Very cool. Vintage black flax. Despite me getting lots of vintage blacks, I've actually never... I've built many boards with vintage blacks, and I've always been disappointed. I think that's why I never migrated to being a linear guy until last year, actually. Because all vintage black boards that I've ever tried were just not doing it for me. Yeah, man. These are really nice. Alright, crew. Are any of you looking to buy GMK Nord? This is the key set starting this week. What color will be your number one? Oh, I just chose silver. Keybon says for sure. Golf Wang says yes. Mineral Forex, yep, on it. Perhaps. Yeah, I have a feeling out of all the sets that are releasing this month, or that have released this month, this might be the more popular one. I think this might be more popular than Modern Dolch Round 2. Scott Water says 100%. I'm not completely sold on it quite yet, but I am definitely sold on that Desmat. Will blue match GMK Nautilus Round 2 in your view? No, it will not. There's no way that that is matching Nautilus Round 2. That is not the right shade of blue. Oh wait, idiot exception. You're talking about the number one. Okay. I don't know. Maybe. Passing on these, but grabbing Desmat, says Javon. That is exactly what I'm doing. Wish the Spacebar kit had a second B. Cool. Yeah, let's look at that Desmat again. That's just so gorgeous. Let's see, what was the other dark one? This one, okay. Yeah, I think I like the first dark one over this one better. Yeah, this one's better. Cool beans. So yeah, I see a couple more follows here. I see a Ryu Kuchi, Crimson Helios, It's Duck, auto muted. Thanks guys. Very cool. All right. This is a question for the audience as well. I've only talked about 3 things that are ending and 1 thing that is starting. It's a short week, guys. Is there any that I have missed? Does anyone in the audience have special information which we can look through together? I figure I should start asking those on like lighter weeks, just because, as I said earlier, our community is expanding. So more group buys, not just in the key set space, but also in the keyboard and miscellaneous space. Sauce MS says Discipline GB. That was a pre-order, not necessarily a GB. Scott Water says Hammerworks on drop. Oh, really? Okay. I think you mentioned that earlier. Hammerworks on drop. Is it the CRP Tulip? Yes, it is the CRP Tulip. Let me bring that up, actually. Here we go. Let's talk about that. Hammerworks CRP Tulip Peacock currently on drop. And I suppose I should link that up for all of you. You can all follow along. Here we go. Here we go. Originally from BSP, one of the premier manufacturers of thick PBT keycaps, this classic beige set is inspired by vintage cherry keyboards. Now production is being handled entirely by Hammerworks. Let's see, 80 bucks for the set. Look at all that. I'd be in if I didn't hate drop. Much better compatibility than the last sets. Really? Very cool. Look at all that. Yeah, these are supposedly the best PBT that mankind has to offer. I've never actually bought any of these sets before, especially since I'm trying to gravitate away from PBT since I've got so many of them already. But I do hear good things. One of my coworkers, like the same coworker who introduced me to this wonderful hobby, had a bunch of BSP sets. Cool beans. Is CRP a profile? Yes, it is. Well, it's kind of like a, what do you call that? It's still cherry, but it's more of oh god, what's the word? Let's see. Frothy K says got Tulip from drop. Peacock is coming later this month from R2.2. Okay. Look at that. So my problem with PBT is that I like color. And PBT has always lacked the color. Like, I feel like PBT is good if you keep your boards at work, you know? Like, you don't have to worry about eating over your keyboard because you're not really going to shine your keycaps. But these days when a majority of people do work from home, I've started to be like, I want nicer looking boards. Keybon says, why hate drop? Because customer service sucks. People have had issues with customer service, but out of the 3 customer service issues that I've had, they've always come through for me. So I don't know, I guess I don't hate them. I think they're quite reliable actually. Of course, every time I say that, someone's gonna be like, Merlin, that's because you're a streamer, blah 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 blah. And I'm like, sure, maybe, but I feel like I've bought from Drop even before I started streaming, even before I did YouTube, and I've never been unhappy. Think people only hate drop boards? Probably. Probably. The control, the alt, and the upcoming shift, I bet. Here we go. Yeah, it's not bad for the price. 80 bucks. Let's see details. Let's click on details. Compatible with Cherry MX switches and clones. Thick PBT, all that stuff. Die Sub Legends. Estimated ship date is October 19th, 2020. Interesting. Disclaimer, I am waiting on some drop parts. And they are 2 months late at this time. So I wonder if this will actually crawl into 2021. Who knows? Javon said MT3 Suso Atari. Yeah. Yeah, that's one of those key sets that are just, you don't know what's happening with it. Cool beans. Let's see, someone else here talked about Discipline. Yes, there is a Discipline pre-order going on. If I remember correctly. Let's see. If I'm not mistaken, I think it's just on his website. It's not really a group buy. But here we go. Pre-order. V2 65%, 70 bucks. Not stuff. Pre-order by yeah, I do not allow people to post links because some people have posted not nice links. So disc Toppin, if you just want to spell it out, will be cool. Yeah, I've been pretty happy with my Discipline. Let me pull it out really quick. I've been pretty happy with my Discipline. I feel like I do have other 65s, but I keep pulling this one out for some reason. It's not that it types any better, not that it feels any better, but I just think it looks cool. Look at that. Yeah. Yeah, I'd say this is the 65 that I use the most. Yeah, I use this more than my KBD 67, more than my NK 65, more than my Volcano, more than my Doro. This is probably, I wouldn't say it's my favorite 65, but it's my most used 65. Here we go. Keeb Noob says keys.io. Okay, let's go check that one out. Keys.io. Let's verify. Oh, you are correct. Here we go. Discipline 65 high profile case. Order here. There we go. Oh, look at him. $100. So, of course, more expensive than CFTKB because he's not the original proprietor. Here we go. This is a pre-order. Delivery is expected late June or early July. Only black gold PCBs will be offered. When does it run till? Oh yeah. Let me post it for the whole chat. There we go. doesn't really give a date right now, so I assume as long as it's open, you can join it. Very cool kit. Autumn Mint says it'll be great if he designed a 75% too. I totally agree. I have been poking him for a long while. You're like, hey buddy, I'm a big fan of 75%. When are you gonna make one? He has not disclosed anything to me quite yet. Inert G says, let's see what does Inert G say. Figured I'd mention I have 2 desk mats that just went live on Prime KB. Cannonkeys, Ilum KB, and Daily Clack. Very cool. Sure, let me check that out. Let's say, let's go with the US one. So that's primekb.com. Let's see. You said you had 2 desk mats that just went live. Here we go. Here we go. Inert G desk mats. Very cool. For $18.50, you can get Psychedelic Full Moon. Here, let's full screen that. There we go. Expected to ship October 2020. You've got Penrose Infinity Towel, also for $18.50. This is your standard large desk mat. Check it out. Cloth top, rubber bottom, stitched round edges. Very cool. I am going to have to give you kudos for this. I mentioned this several times before, but I've noticed a lot of desk mats have the design in the middle. But when you put your keyboard in the middle, it tends to obscure it. So having the design elsewhere is more appealing to me. Here we go. This one's the Penrose. No, wait. Psychedelic Full Moon and Penrose Infinity style. Make sure you guys check it out if interested. Here, let me post that link. Cool, thanks for bringing that up, Inert G. Yeah, I feel like I need more desk mats. Not sure if you guys saw that post by Dixie Mac. He's like, Nathan Kim be like, and then he's got like 30 desk mats stacked up. I personally only use 3 desk mats with mine. I use my Cherry Patent desk mat, black one. Then I have the Vancouver Meetup desk mat, which is noticeably thinner. And then I have another Cherry MX Patent desk mat. I do have other desk mats lying around, but I feel like once it gets to like 3 or more, it just feels weird for me. Just feels weird. Javon says TKC has a bunch of new desk mats. Yeah, desk mats seem to be the new thing. They're cheap and anyone can get them. Let's see, let's take a look at TKC's new desk mats. The Keek.company. Let's put that in. Artist X TKC desk mats. Very cool. Got the... Oh, interesting. It's an actual group buy for desk mats. Group buy opens Wednesday, June 3rd. Ah, okay. Original design by Clued. Stitched edges 3mm thick. 900 by 400. Interesting. And they're also selling for 25 bucks. That's more expensive than other desk mats in our community, but that's still cheaper than any of like the Steel series that you can buy from Best Buy. Cool. Yeah, I think those are the only ones. No, wait, he's got a couple more desk mats coming soon. Very interesting. Cool. Is there a good site to get your own custom desk mat made? I've seen a few. If you Google that, you'll find like at least 6. Very cool. Inert G says, I have quite a few designs. Looking forward to see many more of them. Peter Poppin says, if I don't get the NK65, I might just join the discipline. Yeah. NK65 has no release date quite yet, but supposedly the end of June. Here, let me grab mine again. I'm a fan of the aluminum NK65, and I actually greatly prefer it to the KBD67, but my plan is to get the budget version, the plastic one, and compare it to this, and I will keep whichever feels and sounds better. But like I said, I tend to use my Discipline 65 more than my NK 65 these days. Mineral says, I mean, Deathmat is the price of a haircut, and since I haven't gotten one of those in 4 months, I have money to spend. Good idea, good idea. Scary Bean says, I'm going to join the Discipline for soldering practice. Oh boy, while I can verify that it's good for soldering practice, the Discipline and the Romeo are probably, no, I say this as an experienced builder. I've always felt that boards like the Discipline, Romeo, Mysterium are one of the more time-consuming and more frustrating boards to build. So yeah, proceed at your own risk. If you guys watch my Discipline 65 build, I think I hit 5 hours on that, all because of the stupid diodes. Oh my gosh. Stains, thanks for following. Javon says, donate it to Macmillan. Thanks. Brewski has followed too. Thanks, man. Keeb Noob says, the USB-C ports on them are the hardest parts. I love building them though. Yeah, for the USB-C, you actually need to... Here, let me find it. I don't have my flux with me, but I basically had to put flux paste in it just to solder it properly. Without flux paste, I don't actually think it's possible unless you have like a needle nose soldering iron. Mineral, thanks for donating 100 bits. Thank you so much. All right. Have I missed anything else, guys? Any more group buys going on that are starting up? I feel like I've covered everything for this coming week. It's usually the start and the end of the month that are like totally heavy with group buys, but in the middle, it's just like, there's one there, there's one here, you know, maybe it's a Switch group buy, maybe it's a Deathmat group buy, who knows. Yeah, despite the number of group buys that are happening, I feel like it's still not enough for the community. I'm still always seeing people like trying to buy boards that they can't buy anywhere. There's the UTD group buy. Is that starting? Oops, wrong keyboard to type on. UTD group buy. Let's look for it. The Rama Ion Zenith. Rama Ion Zenith is not starting this week. That started a while. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I'm just looking for stuff that's starting this week. Ion Zenith is launching this month, but it's not this week. Let's see. Any news? All I can see is news on his IG. It's definitely this month. I suspect it might come out around the same time as the NK65. So many people bored at home. I know, right? The UTD, okay. Just tune in. What's launching this week? Just one thing that I found actually. The only thing launching this week is GMK Nord. Yeah. If you guys didn't catch this live, I will be posting this on YouTube, but because of Twitch terms of service, I need to post stuff 24 hours after the last stream, or after the live stream. So this video will be available on YouTube on Tuesday morning. So, you know, the first thing I talked about here was what? First thing I talked about was GMK Lux. If you're watching this on Tuesday morning, GMK Lux would have already ended. Yeah. Alright folks, I think that is it. Good thing we're keeping it at our 1 hour. I try to keep this particular segment of my channel at 1 hour max, though I have gone a few minutes overboard. Once again, thank you everyone for joining in. Hopefully I provided information for you to spend money on. Not that you'd need any more excuses to spend money on this hobby. These sauces, I went in on Lux. Good man, good man. Anyway guys, my next stream will be this coming Tuesday. This coming Tuesday, I will be porting another exclusive board, literally exclusive board, into QMK and VIA. If that process interests you at all, please tune in. I'll be covering the exact process. Should take about 2 hours. All right, guys, have a good start of your week. I will see you on Tuesday. Goodbye now.